We're going to begin in a kneeling position. So just making sure your knees are comfortable. Sitting tall in your spine and bringing your focus to your breathing. We definitely need that when technology starts acting up. And we're going to start to float the arms up with the breath. So inhaling. And what I want you to do is just make space for your shoulders so that the arm movement feels spacious in your shoulders. Doesn't feel like it's pinching or it's hurting if you have some issues with your shoulders currently. We're just going to float and letting ourselves feel comfortable. So it might mean you wriggle your shoulders around a little bit and find your good feeling of spaciousness. So as you inhale, lifting the arms up, and as you exhale, dropping the arms. And if you do have any feeling of catching in your shoulders or impingement, just see if you can take your shoulders up higher even. Give yourself a little more space. So try some different movements than the way you might ordinarily do. But just following along after your breath with your movement. Good, and then rest your hands and shrug your shoulders up and down as you inhale and exhale. And notice as you shrug your shoulders up, even though it's impinging into the neck, it makes a little bit more space in the shoulders. So sometimes we have to find a balance between those things. Shrugging the shoulders up and exhaling, shoulder blades down. Good. We're going to take the arms out, just a little from the sides of your body, and we're going to roll the upper arms back so the palms are rolling up and the shoulder blades are going to slide down towards your back waist and even squeeze them together. Good. And then we're going to keep turning the thumbs back even further. A nice deep breath, connecting to your breath. Good. And then releasing. And then we're going to try floating the arms up, but this time out in front. So again, just be willing to make as much space as you need for your shoulders to be really comfortable with the movement. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, arms down. When you take your arms down, try and slide the shoulder blades down. But as you take your arms up, just let the shoulder capsule feel really comfortable around the top of your humerus bone, that upper arm bone. So inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, arms down. Good. And we're going to take the arms up and hold them. And you draw your arms back wherever it's comfortable for your shoulders. So they might be at an angle forward. They might be lined up with your ears. But we're all going to hunch the shoulders up to the ears and just see how that feels in the shoulders. And then try and slide the shoulder blades down. If that creates a tightness or it's hurting, don't do it so much. So finding space in your shoulders. But we'll reach the fingers up and the thumbs back just to where you can manage without pain in your shoulders, and neck relax, throat relax. Breathing deeply. We would hunch the shoulders up again and then shoulder blades down. Beautiful. Release your arms down by your side, and we're going to turn the palms out again and the upper arms out. Draw the shoulder blades down, draw them together, Good. And then we're going to keep the upper arms turning out. Just turn the palms. So the palms are facing back now. And now turn your upper arms forward as well. Good. And then all the way out. Turn the palms first and then really put the effort into turning the upper arms, drawing the shoulder blades down. Turn the palms first in, then the upper arms, really put the effort in there. Good. And one more. Turn the palms first, lower arms or the forearms, and then the upper arm and shoulder blades down. Nice work. And then releasing. And we're going to be in forward virasana now. So take your blanket out. Looking forward at your hands. We're going to bring the elbows out wide and bring your tummy and your chest onto the floor. Do that in a way that's comfortable for your shoulders. All right, we've got the hands underneath the shoulders and we're going to lift the breastbone. Good, and we're going to hold here. Press the tops of your feet down, lift the knees, draw the elbows in and back. Feeling the back of your torso lifting the ribs, and feeling that deep breath. Good, and then we're going to lower down and press yourself up into an all fours position, arch your spine up and down. And we're going to keep going with this movement. When you arch the spine down, look up, draw the shoulder blades back. Nice work. So we're using the whole of the back body. When you arch your spine down, draw the shoulder blades back, look up. Good. And then again, arching your spine up. Tuck the chin into the chest. And one more, arch the spine down. And we're going to look up. Lovely. And then back into forward virasana. And walk your hands now over to the left, so off your mat over to the left, and really reach with the right arm for that biggest stretch in the right side of your body. Feeling the ever-present flow, breath of energy in your body. Walking your hands over to the right side now, reaching with your left hand. And then arms out in front. And then downward facing dog pose. Bend your legs so you can work on finding more space for your shoulders. Chest towards the front of the legs. Is there any way of making more space in the shoulder joint? Maybe bending the arms a little bit more. Maybe lifting the hips or taking the shoulder blades wider. But find space for yourself. Press your fingerprints, base of the index fingers. And really just let your head hang down. And then we'll press one foot at a time, the heel down to the floor. Finding length for your leg. Following the flow of your breath. And noticing where the weight lands in your hands. See if you can evenly distribute it. Make sure the elbows stay just a little bit bent. Great. And then we'll bring the knees back for forward virasana, taking the hips back as far as they'll go, letting the lower back lengthen, finding your flow of breath. Looking forward at your hands, and however it works for your shoulders, we're going to bring the torso forward and lay your tummy and your chest down onto the floor. Hands underneath the shoulders, lifting your torso. Elbows in, elbows back. Strong legs. And we're going to sway the torso from side to side. Imagine you could reach the spine further away from the pelvis as you sway. So you make space between the bones of the spine. And we find this stable strength between each bone. Beautiful. Come back to center yourself. Lift your torso as high as you can. And if you're comfortable to take a deeper back bend, walk the hands a little forward and see if you can start to straighten your arms. Otherwise, you can put your elbows onto the floor. If your arms are starting to straighten, just check in that you're not squashing any part of your back, any of those joints, but feeling like you're lengthening. Draw the shoulder blades back, looking up. We're going to lower down and hands under the shoulders so you can press up into your all fours. And we're going to take our cat stretch, arching the spine up into the chest, arching the spine down, look up and draw the shoulder blades back. And we're going to keep going. Find as much movement as you can. Feeling the flow of breath. That connection with mind and body and breath, what that feels like. And then we're going to be in forward virasana again. And a little bit different side stretch this time. You're going to look forward at your hands, pick up your right hand, put the back of your right hand down in the center of your mat. And then we just put the palms together. So it's prayer position, but we're going to turn our torso to the left side. The right hand's on the back of the hand, and we're turning the torso to the left side. You might be keeping under your left armpit or left upper arm. We're going to really turn the ribs here. Slide the hands a little bit further along the mat. Turning the ribs. Keep the neck relaxed. Keep the hips relaxing towards the heels, as much as your knees allow. Good. And then we're going to do the same thing, but to the second side. So it's the back of the left hand goes down in the middle of the mat, palms together. And then you try to reach your hands forward. And we turn the torso. So now you're looking underneath your right upper arm. And you're feeling the flow of breath. You've probably lifted your hips. See if they will settle back to the heels. Nice work. And releasing, we're going to come back up into downward facing dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Just check in with your hands, wide, even spaces. Make sure you're not over pressing the little fingers or overstretching the little fingers. So share the weight with each fingerprint. Feeling the intelligence in the hands. And then in the feet, try to press the heels down, maybe one at a time. You can play around with how far are your feet from your hands. Maybe you can get your heels a little closer to the floor if you adjust that. And we'll make space for the shoulders so the shoulder capsule feels comfortable. Shoulder blades are wide and the neck is long. Stretch the back of your legs. Be willing to give that a go. Find your breath. Beautiful. And then we're going to try our little tiny steps and really get your feet moving as you walk your feet forward. We're not going to come up straight away. We're going to walk the feet back. So we're just going to walk the feet forward and back in your range of movement. So it just might be with feet towards the back of the mat. Maybe you can get them closer forward. So walking them forward and back, but get your feet moving. So lift right up onto the ball of the foot and try and stretch that joint at the base of the toes, or all those joints, all 10 of them. Beautiful. And then we're going to walk the feet as far forward as you can and roll up where you get stuck. We all get stuck. And then we're going to meet at the front of the mat. Tadasana. We're going to take the arms up by the shoulders. And I'm just going to turn this way in case you need to see. Find the best feeling in your shoulders. So that might be to lift the shoulders up. I know we don't want to squash the neck, but just we're looking at shoulder joint. So let's just see how that feels. Because I want you to be able to take your arms back as far as you can without any pain, of course. So you want to find your full range of movement. Good. And then we're just going to release the arms nice and gently. And then just in a really relaxed way, swing your arms back and forth. Lovely. All right, so be willing to move your shoulder, the tops of your shoulders, wherever they need to go for your shoulder joint to be comfortable. So we're going to take the arms up again from your Tadasana, finding that your shoulder joints are comfortable. Good. And let's even look up. And then we'll take the arms out to the side and find Uttanasana. Hands on your legs rather than the floor, so you can move your back. And we're going to arch the spine up and arch the spine down. And when you arch the spine down, look up and draw the shoulder blades back. Good. Arching the spine up. So bend your legs enough to be able to move your back and arching the spine down. Look up, draw the shoulder blades. Good. One more of those. Arching the spine up. And then arching the spine down, looking forward, looking up, drawing the shoulder blades back. Beautiful. Now I want to feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of the legs. We're lengthening the torso. And then we're going to sway the torso from side to side. So again, we're finding the stability and strength along those joints and little muscles of the spine. We're also finding all of that strength in the core body, stabilizing, so swaying the torso from side to side, finding the flow of breath. And coming to center. Great. Now we're going to step the left foot back. You can put your hands down onto the floor here, so bend your knees enough to reach. Left foot steps back. And we're going to be practicing our bending the front leg and looking forward. So it's arching the spine down, looking forward, drawing the shoulder blades back, pressing the back heel. And then we're going to lift the back heel right up onto the left tiptoes, and we bring the body weight forward a little over that right leg. The right leg is bent. Good. And then we reverse.
put the heel, the left heel back down and straighten the front leg. Okay, so movement is bending the front leg, lifting the back heel, reaching the torso forward and looking up. And then back, straightening the front leg, lowering the back heel. And we're going to keep going. Try to keep your legs parallel to each other. Notice where the big resistance is. Maybe the front leg doesn't go all the way straight. No matter. We're trying to feel the stretch there rather than get it straight. Okay, we're going to lift up now from the forward position so that you're up on the left tiptoes. All right, really bring the power into your right leg. We're going to lift up, swing your left foot in front. We try to stay balanced. Beautiful. And we're going to stand up tall with the left foot just above the floor, as though you were standing into Tadasana. And even with the arms out to the side, if you really turn the palms and then really turn the upper arms and draw the shoulder blades down and the elbows in. So we're finding Tadasana and feeling the roll of the core body. Beautiful. And so before you put your left foot down, you can find exactly where you're going to put it and land with your feet hip width and parallel. Still in Tadasana. Ooh. All right. Let's take the arms up again, and we're going to keep that really comfortable feeling in the shoulders. Find your full range of movement, so take your arms back as much as is comfortable for your shoulders. Out to the side, keeping the space in your shoulders. And then Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Hands on the leg so that you can arch your spine up and down. Arching the spine up, arching the spine down, looking forward. Do that 2 more times. Finding your movement. Both resistance and ease. When you arch the spine down and you look forward, you're going to start to feel the stretch in the back of the leg. And you can make that as much as you like. So you can take your torso further forward, closer to the floor, whatever feels good, or start to straighten your legs a little bit more. But just enjoying your stretch, your version of your stretch. And we'll keep the shoulders really relaxed here. So spacious we're looking for. No feeling of catching ligaments or sundry other things that can happen with shoulders. All right, we're going to have the hands on the floor, so bend your legs enough and step your right foot back so that you can get your right heel on the floor and the front leg towards straight. Okay, bending your front leg, and we lift up onto the tiptoes of the right leg. Okay, we're keeping the legs parallel. We're doing 3 more of these. Try to look up when you reach forward. So we're trying to get the bones of the spine to really embed forward. Try to straighten or feel a stretch in your front leg when you take your right heel back. Good, so moving the spine. Good, and from the leaning forward position, so your front leg is bent, you're up on your right tiptoes. We're going to find stability in that left hip and leg and the core of the body, and we're going to lift up and step forward. And find Tadasana, but without your right foot on the floor. So the toes don't have to be high off the floor, but just finding your stable mountain pose on one leg. Lifting quadricep, your hip,
finding your core stability. Good. We'll turn the upper arms out, palms in, shoulder blades down and in, neck relax. Great. So when you go to put your foot down, your right foot, it doesn't really feel like there's any change, except we start to shift the weight into both legs instead of just one. Oh, really interesting. And now we have 2 feet on the ground. Very appreciative of that floor and earth. Lovely. Face the long edge of your mat. And we're going to stand feet out until you're a little bit wider with your feet than your leg is long. Turn your toes in. We're going to take the arms up by the ears and give yourself space in your shoulders. So that you can take your arms back to your full range of movement without feeling distress in your shoulders. We want to explore that. And even making a back bend if that feels good. We're lifting the front of the legs to do that so you're powerful in your foundation and lifting the belly. And you can look up. Nice work. We're going to bring the arms gently out to the side. Keep your space. Feel the movement of the shoulders around your arms so that it all moves to keep space in your shoulders. Good. And we'll take the knees a little bit bent. Take the torso forward. Put your hands on your legs so we can do our spine arches again. So we're going to lift the spine up, tuck the chin into the chest, lower the spine, look forward. And when you do that, draw the elbows in, draw the shoulder blades back. Good. And then we're going to arch the spine up, tuck the chin into the chest. And then when you look forward, elbows back, shoulder blades back, shoulder blades squeezing together, looking forward. Good. And one more, arching the spine up. And arching the spine down, looking forward, elbows in, shoulder blades back, shoulder blades squeezing together, and then bring the hands closer to the floor. So if you can't reach the floor, just hold closer down near your ankles. Otherwise, hands underneath the shoulders, and we will start to straighten the legs so that you find your stretch, just what you need, and lifting your kneecaps. So if the legs go all the way straight, make sure you're lifting your kneecaps. So keeping that knee joint strong, not over straightening there. And we've still got our spine arching down and you're looking forward and the feeling that the shoulder blades are moving towards the back waist. Good. And then we're going to keep that shape in the torso, but we're going to walk the hands further forward and bring the top of the head towards the floor. Now, so with our straightening and strong legs, lifting your sit bones. Beautiful. All right. Pick up your right hand, put it on the floor under your chest, on the back of your right hand, and you're going to slide your right hand along that front edge of your mat towards your left foot. And we're going to turn the torso to the left side from here. So slide your right hand as far as it goes. Your left hand is still in the same spot it was. And you'll get that lovely turn in your upper back. Keep your neck nice and relaxed. Find the space you need for your shoulders, but turn your ribs. Strong legs. Keep the legs strong. Watch the kneecaps. They're going to collapse down like mine. So lifting strongly. Beautiful. Come back to your center where your arms are stretched out evenly in front. Pick up your left hand. Put the back of your left hand on the floor under your chest or near that edge of the mat. And we're going to slide the back of the left hand along the mat towards the right foot now. Keep your right hand where it is. And we're going to turn the torso. Whoa.
Right ribs reaching back, left ribs reaching towards the right. Neck is relaxed. And you keep your shoulders spacious, but turn your ribs. Strong legs, strong legs. Breathe. Back to center. And walking your hands back. Beautiful. And let's straighten one leg, bend the other. Actually, turn your toes out to do that. Good. So bending and straightening just as deep as feels good for you. Great. And we're going to sit down from here. And it doesn't matter how you do that, but just think about your movements. I'm going to step one leg into kneeling and then the other. You might do that a completely different way, but appreciating your movement. We're going to sit down, not in a kneeling position though, so sitting onto a blanket. Taking that moment to think about how you're going to approach a movement or a series of movements can sometimes avoid injury. So being more mindful about how we move and understanding and compassionate to the body that we're in. And sitting tall. We're going to take Sukhasana, so turning to the left side, right hand on the left leg, and finding your length in your spine and relaxing your shoulder blades down and turning to look over your left shoulder. And doing this with the breath rather than a thought or a perception about what your movement might be. Just simply following your breath. And then we're going to take the left arm up by the left ear, and again in a way that feels like you've made a lot of space for your shoulder joint. Good. And then lengthen your right ribs over your right thigh and send your body as far as you can in that direction for a stretch along the left side of your body. So that the left ribs are rolling back and the heart is shining upward and outward and your neck feels even on both sides. And then gently taking your arm up, paying attention to how your shoulder moves. And then lifting up. And changing the cross of your legs. What a journey. We'll turn to the right side now. So your left hand is on your right leg. Finding length in your spine. And finding space in the shoulder capsule. And let's follow the breath into that movement of turning the ribs. Rather than listening to the ego. We're going to take the right arm up now, up by the right ear, finding your space for your shoulders. And then we lengthen the torso
as far as you can over your left thigh. And we're looking for a stretch along the right side of the body, the right waist, the right rib. So finding your range of movement, your stretch, your lifting of the right ribs, rolling them back, the shining of your heart, the ease of your neck. And then inhaling and coming up. We're going to lay down. Ah. Take your arms out on the floor from your shoulders, palms up. And your left heel onto your right knee. And we're going to take the legs over towards the right side. And you might be able to lay your legs down onto the floor, just tuning into if that feels okay for your back. Maybe the legs lay all the way down, and we'll get a lengthening in that left side. And we're going to look over the left arm. And if it feels good, you can try and take that arm further towards your ear, so along the floor towards your ear, just wherever the best stretch feels. It's really nice if we can get a stretch in the armpit. Sometimes it can be a difficult one to feel. To find where your arm feels best, your shoulder, your arm. And relax your body now, your neck, your shoulders, your chest. Beautiful. Bring your focus to the core body. So when you lift your leg, there's a lot of muscular support for the spine. Good. And we'll come back to center. So arms are just shoulder height again. Right heel on left leg. Legs go to the left side. Turn to face over your right arm. Good. And then you play around with where the arm, your right arm, needs to be to feel the stretch more into your armpit. And then relax your neck and your face and throat and around your heart. And just letting your body stretch. Bring your focus to your core. So lifting your legs now with lots of support for your spine. Bring your arms back to shoulder height. And then hug your knees into your chest. And rocking a little bit from side to side. Rock your head a little bit from side to side. Relaxing neck, shoulders. And taking some deep breaths. And rolling to your right side and coming up to sitting. So we had some technical issues there, but we got through the class. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.